fictions, which ones are the facts, and which ones are the fictions. But before I do, there is something that is very disheartening that I saw in Lagos today, or basically that was seen in Lagos, and that is very simple. Question is that the hospital, or rather the medical things in Nigeria, is entirely not working out. I don't know if many of you have seen the video that was trending today, where the medical facilities in Lagos, it's something not to write home about. And I saw some pictures. I shook my, and honestly, I can only shake my head, and I'm like, how did we get here, people? How did we get here as a people? Now, is it again? This is not federal government project. This is Lagos State. But look at it here. This is how a hospital looks like. Check it out. A hospital, Lagos State Hospital, Lagos University Teaching Hospital. That is the one they call LUTH. Look at this. This is water on the floor there. Yeah, that's water. Let's get another picture in. You can see here is water. Now, this is a place where people ought to go to get healed. And you wonder, why wouldn't people actually fall sick by going there? Why wouldn't people fall sick by just going there alone? Now look at this, right? I mean, it's beats you. This will beat you silly. It will really, get you to wonder, how did we get here? Look, this is a hospital, right? Where we have so-called professionals or professors, and you shake your head and you think, whew, how did this happen? Because the pathetic thing about Nigeria is that every single part of the country is the same. East, south, west, north. There is no difference anywhere. I would quickly try to find the video. Hold on, the video of it, because the video is the one that's gone viral today, and that's part of the thing I said, okay, I'm going to share that video with us as well, so that we may also here on this platform understand what is going on. Because I don't know many of you, if you have seen that video, it's really heartbreaking, to say the least. It is really indeed heartbreaking. So let me quickly grab that video, and I'll play that video for us now. Let me quickly grab that video. I will play that video for us quickly. And at the same time, I will come back to the topic of the day, which is the allegation that Gowon looted our money, via the CBN. Well, again, it's there. It has divided opinions. Some say, oh, Gowon was a good man. Some say they are all the same thing. They all do the same thing. They all help themselves from the cookie jar. They all help themselves. They all dip their hand in whatever they can get. They keep doing it. And because there are no consequences for those actions that they do. But equally, when you can see, how Gowon was actually overthrown when he was the head of state. He was in a meeting, and suddenly someone came and told him there has been a coup in Nigeria, and he was overthrown. Some are arguing, Well, if he was overthrown, that means he had no time to actually loot the treasury. While some are saying, well, he had every time before that meeting to have done all the damages if he had, to have taken any money. He granted a BBC interview yesterday where he debunked that allegation. Now, for that allegation, those of you who haven't seen the allegation, I'm going to show you the allegation once more. And this is the allegation here. So for those of you who haven't seen the allegation, hold on, let me see if I can pull up the allegation here. The allegation, where is the video? This is the allegation here, right?
We need to call out the corruption. We need to use the powers that we have in this country to stop those who are profiting from the wealth of that great nation and hiding it here. Now, some people will remember when General Gowon left Nigeria with half the central bank, so it is said, and moved to London. We know that today, even now, in this great city of ours, there are, sadly, some people who have taken from the Nigerian people and hidden their ill-gotten gains here. We know that our...
So again, it's not gainsaying here that even the British know that, of course, a lot has been ongoing. That is not it's not something new. So they know that our leaders steal our resources and they run away to England and they keep their loots there. It's not something that is new to us because it is something they have been doing and it is something that has been happening. So, but as it is, Gowon actually denied that he looted CBN. This allegation, the young MP has made, Gowon has actually denied that he looted the CBN. He was saying, "Wow, that's not true. Um, it's only a mere fallacy." Again, like I said before, he granted an interview to the BBC where he says that never happened. But if you recall that a member of the United Kingdom Parliament, actually the guy that I just played his video, was saying, what's his name again? I think Tom Tugendhat, Tugendhat or something like that, accused Gowon of looting half of CBN after he was overthrown. But Gowon was, you see, if when you do data analysis here, if according to what he said, when he was overthrown, he was not even in the country by the time he was overthrown. So clearly, the statement he said is, some people will remember when General Gowon left Nigeria with half of Central Bank of Nigeria. So it is said. And he moved to London. After all, Gowon came to England to further his studies, where he also went to school, and the rest is history. However, General Yakubu Gowon yesterday described the British lawmakers' claim as rubbish and a mere fallacy. While he was reacting to that, and he clearly said, "I don't know where he got that rubbish from. I served Nigeria diligently, and my records are there for all to see." He concluded that the MP said, or rather, what the MP said was just a mere ridicule, and I don't know as to where he cooked up such statement. Question if he served Nigeria diligently, but he prosecuted a war that consumed millions of people, a war of ego, a war of ego between two classmates. That is what that war was, where children, for the first time, many people saw what they call kwashiorkor children with protruding stomachs for lack of, the necessary vitamins and proteins in the body. And be that as it may, so it might be in his view that this is a fallacy, but what is not a fallacy is that a war that was avoidable if he had done what was agreed in Aburi, that war wouldn't have happened. That is a fact. While he is denying it, now let me take us to someone on Twitter. I hope I can find him. Oh, what happened now? Hold on. Someone on Twitter who actually was who took him to the cleaners, saying, "Go on, this is what happened." Beside that, the same information also um, came out, as was published by Elumba today, that Gowon was involved in 22 million malaria grant fraud. That's not me, before you come after me, that's not me saying this. Actually, let me share my screen so that we understand this is not me. Okay, so you can see that. Hold on. So this is the article here. Let me go zoom in a little further. Yeah. So this article here is saying that obviously there is an allegation that General Yakubu Gowon was involved in malpractice, or rather money commingling, as it were. Okay, indicted in 22 million malaria grant fraud and corruption as head of state. So can we come with me? Let's look into the details of these articles so that we see. Now, according to Elomba News, it says that they obtained a document which they said that the retired general, through his foundation, the Yakubu Gowon Center for National Unity and International Cooperation, normally referred to as YGC, was indicted. Indicted. Their report, not mine. In a report published on the 31st of October 2011, that's about 9 years ago, Gowon's foundation was recently indicted in a global malaria heist in history. So now let's go to the document. Let me see if I can make the document to be bold enough so that we might be able to see the document better. Hold on. Okay. So we might be able to see the document better. Okay. So here is the document, and this document, board chair cover notes, audit and investigation report issued by, again, this is a report issued by the organization themselves, by the Global Funds Office of the Office of the Inspector General on the 11th of November. So, for the benefit of everyone watching, this is, obviously they started with blah blah blah, here, but the main meat of the matter. Let me quickly scroll there. That is the executive summary. That is what is, because again, what I'm trying to do here is content analysis. I am not saying that Gowon stole money. Neither am I saying that Gowon is a saint. My issue with Gowon is that he killed my people, 3 million plus, in a war that was avoidable. That is my grudge with Gowon. Now, but let me come back to this. I have shown where someone, where he denied it, and this is also a report that came out because of this conversation. Now you can see, He says here, this report presents the result of investigation by the investigation unit of the Office of the Inspector General (OIG) for the Global Fund for Fight AIDS, Tuberculosis, and Malaria, the Global Fund of the Yakubu Gowon Center for National Unity and International Cooperation. Hence, hereinafter GYGC, a principal recipient (PR) of Global Fund grant, blah blah blah. So you can see, many of you can go back or you can pause the video, you can read into this. Now, interestingly here, I'll go from here. It says, in particular, YGC segregated a portion of returned funds in Nigeria, that is in Naira, and delivered them in a separate entity and account, which were then not repatriated to Global Fund dedicated account or used in program purposes. As a result of this practice, at least 824,626 of Global Fund monies were lost, as the funds were not returned to YGC, Global Fund dedicated bank account. Okay? The blah 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 here says diverted. Okay. And this is, sorry again, before you come after me, I'm not the one saying this. This is exactly the document that's been written. It says, the OIG has identified direct evidence that YGC diverted at least 3.878 as of that time. That's big money, 29,000 US dollars to separate use. That's about that's when money had value. Jesus Christ. 3.8 when money had value, right? But you can see that here, the third part said YGC also diverted proceeds of currency transaction to non-Global Fund related bank account. And on that note, as much as $914,000 of Global Fund resources would have been diverted based on the practice and percentages of transfer identified because of the lack of cooperation by YGC and the inability of the OIG to fully examine all YGC bank accounts. So, people, this is not me talking. This is actually as a result of, these are things that sometimes it could be really difficult for people to comprehend, that in this time and age we see these things happen. Aren't we all surprised that something like this is happening where people are hungry? People are hungry, real hungry. And it breaks someone's heart to note that um, it breaks someone's heart that no one could ever govern. No one could ever govern and finish without being accused of one thing or the other. Okay, so if I go back to, let me quickly see if I can say that again. If I go back to the Twitter, I'll bring in another view um, regarding what has been said about Gowon. There is another person, Budmus, I think that's what he calls himself, on Twitter. He argues actually that that's not entirely correct. Oh, thank you. Sorry, people. I just I think I had a typo here. It's looting. Typo. Okay, sorry. Yes, the typo is corrected. Thank you very much. That's from Joanic Logistic Inc. Incorporated. So, Joanic, it would be nice to know where you are watching me from. Give you a shout out. Thank you very much for that correction. I was in a hurry. I just want to do this live stream because I'm getting into another meeting in the next couple of minutes. So I wanted quickly to do this out of the way, but it means no one is above mistake. Thank you very much for that correction. So now let me go back to Binta Badmos. Binta Badmos had the following to say regarding what go on. I'm going to go to Twitter now so we can take what a look at what he has to say. Quickly, I will get the video, and actually, maybe I would actually play. If the video is going to play, I might play that video from there. So let me. Okay, before I get to Binta, let me quickly do this. Let me share my screen once more. Okay, so look at. Let me play these videos up so many of you can see.
The Lord is in terrible and poor state.
So this is a hospital where humans like you and I, stay in Nigeria.
This is the reason.
Let me start afresh.
Show you the living condition of mothers who have babies, who have neonates in LUTH. This is where people sleep. Now they made available a lodge. The lodge is not good enough. The lodge is in terrible and poor state. And as of this morning, mothers were thrown out without prior notice, without anything. So we're going to post this. This is the reason why I want this to go viral as much as possible. Repost, tag anybody you know. It just shows that the common man in Nigeria cannot get good health care. Why then are we spending so much money? Some of us in the past 4 weeks, we spent over ₦1 million on our babies, and then they throw us out without notice.
So I think we all got the gist here. We all got the gist here. So this is where
This is what I do. This is
we all got the gist here. So this is LUTH Hospital. That is Lagos University Teaching Hospital, where people go to, and these are mothers who have gone there to deliver their babies, but you can see that clearly they are staying outside. Then you can keep wondering, how does in your own nation you become an IGP? Why politicians become IGP as well? Citizens are also becoming IGP. So I want to get to other point where one thing that I found very interesting, what this guy said about Yakubu Gowon. So that's why I just basically try to share his view. Like myself, he has a very strong view of the 1967 to 1970 war. And here he wrote, before you make the unfortunate decision to defend the Nigerian government when we say it committed genocide between 1967 and 1970, kindly read the first thread, where he started saying the things he said before. You can go back to him. This is a Binta Badmos Stan account. And I found, his things, the things he says are very, very interesting. But this is the one that I want us to look into this thread. And this is the thread that has to go with the reason I'm making this broadcast this evening. Okay, and this is the thread. Come on, open up Twitter. So, and now he starts. Also, let me let anyone. Sorry. Also, never let anyone blackmail you with the "be more patriotic" BS they use to defend war criminals like Yakubu Gowon. I have met people in person. I have met these people in person multiple times, and I will let you for free that they have zero patriotic bones in their bodies. They are all thieves themselves. They're only thinking about themselves. Now he continues on his thread. There are hardly a number 1 to 5 citizens of Nigeria between 1975 and 1990 that my dad, so in this case he's referring to his dad, didn't work for on one real estate transaction or the other when he went private. So apparently his dad was working with the government but eventually went private. So he grew up being close to these people. Again, he continues. They are just regular old profiteers who use their positions to allocate vast amount of lands to themselves and then use state resources to develop their land and turn into choice real estate, literally, basically printing and minting money for themselves. You see, and he concluded by saying, all your Gowon, Buhari, Babangida, David Mark, all these guys are only patriotic to their own selfish interests. They don't give a single F about Nigeria. Don't even play yourself with such thoughts. So, now, the British parliamentarian accused Gowon. He denied it. This guy now is also supporting the British guy. I'm not, my job is only to analyze and analyze the whole point, get the other side because I've shown us where he denied it. He's denied it. But at the same time, I'm also shown us where he was also accused. Again, for those of you who just joined me, again, this is where he was accused.
We need to call out the corruption. We need to use the powers that we have in this country to stop those who are profiting from the wealth of that great nation and hiding it here. Now, some people will remember when General Gowon left Nigeria with half the central bank, so it is said, and moved to London. We know that today, even now, in this great city of ours, there are, sadly, some people who have taken from the Nigerian people and hidden their ill-gotten gains here. We know that our...
Now I would have the following. I've talked about the Gowon, and here is what I do have with the British. My question to the British is, if you know all this, why do you keep quiet? The same question I asked about the Archbishop of Canterbury, who has Buhari as a friend, but has worked in the oil industry for so long before he became the Archbishop. Yet, he has sealed lips when things that are considered injustice are going on in Nigeria. What is the British doing about it? It's not enough to tell us, well, this happened, the other one happened. You could as well have given us some details because it's not enough. The accusation, honestly, is not enough. It's not enough. We should need, rather, we need enough. We need more from you than these, frivolous allegations as we may call it. Some of us could just say those are frivolous allegations because you're not bringing any new data. Apart from the accusations that I've just shown us with in 2001 November, sorry, 2011 November, you know, one should expect the British to bring more details as to how General Yakubu Gowon flexed our collective wealth. It's not enough to just say it in passing. And the British are not doing enough. The British are part of the conspiracy against us. The British are part of the conspiracy against us that we are, they keep. It is in their best interest that we never see peace. It is in their best interest that things don't work out. By the way, they are the reason why the war was lost. They are the reason because they want to support certain people. And it is in their best interest that the nation never makes progress. We know when Margaret Thatcher's son was captured, I think that was in Zimbabwe, when they were going to plan a coup d'etat. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the disgrace? Why were they going to plan a coup in an African country? Just because of the natural resources. So because we know where your interest lies. Your interest is not in seeing that the nation prospers. That's why sometimes, I don't even blame those that take what the MP has said with a pinch of salt. Someone actually said today, you should take whatever he has said with a bag of salt, with enough amount of water, actually. Nonetheless, whether they are right, whether they are wrong, it means that none of our leaders has ever had the people's interest at heart. If not, how on earth could someone explain the issue that people, just like the video that played before, go to hospitals, in a hospital in that manner where children are born outside, like in refugee camp. People, hello, Lagos State, this is not Yobe. There is no war. This is peacetime. This is 2020, 21st century. Giant Africa and the center of excellence. See, giant walking on a mosquito limb and center of excellence that has turned into a center of madness. Real, real sad indeed. Real, real sad indeed, I must say. Real sad indeed. Patrick Ihedimbo, you're watching from the UK. So, people, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I know it's going to be a very short broadcast. That's why I said I'm going to be um, joining a different meeting. I have a meeting now. Thank you very much, Uche Chuku. No, sorry, Uche Chijoke, Ude Chijoke. Wow. He says it's unbelievable. My brother, it's indeed unbelievable. Because the things that happen in this country is really, really unbelievable. It makes sometimes it just makes your mind go gaga. On that note, I will say thank you very much for joining me, and please join me tomorrow for it's gonna be 6 o'clock Nigerian time. It's Friday. I want to make it earlier. I'm going to have one of the most eloquent speaker, Dr. Apogi. You must have been seeing his videos. He's going to join me tomorrow. We'll have one fantastic conversation with him. So make a date with Mazes, okay? On that note, I will say thank you once more for being part of this program. Thank you, everyone, and have a blessed evening.